Welcome to the Technical Writing Success Video Overview by Senior Technical Writer Kurt Robbins. We're jumping right into a huge story today. It's about a corporate giant basically drawing a line in the sand for its entire workforce. And the message is crystal clear. Get on board with AI or get out. Wow. Yeah, that's not some random quote. That's the CEO of Accenture, Julie Sweet, saying it out loud. And really, it just perfectly sums up this massive, high-stakes game that's playing out at one of the biggest consulting firms on the planet. I mean, a statement like that, it puts every single employee on notice. So you gotta ask, right? What is going on here? Well, that's what we're gonna unpack. First, we'll look at Accenture's massive billion-dollar bet on AI. Then, we'll dig into this upskill or exit strategy. After that, we'll get into the critical perspective. Is this really what it seems? We'll also see how this is part of a much bigger industry-wide change. And most importantly, we'll talk about what it all means for your job. All right, let's dive in. And to really get your head around just how huge this is for Accenture, you really just have to follow the money. And believe me, the numbers we're about to see, they're pretty staggering.
So, first things first, let's talk about the human cost. Get this, in just the last few months, more than 11,000 people have been laid off. That's not just a number. That's like a small city's worth of careers. Just gone. All part of this big AI pivot.
And you know, a move this massive doesn't come cheap. The price tag for this whole thing? A cool $865 million. And most of that, the vast majority, is just for severance. Just paying people to leave.
Okay, so why spend almost $1 billion? Well, here's the other side of that coin. Once this painful and expensive process is done, Accenture is projecting savings of over $1 billion. And that's not a one-time thing. That's every single year. Now, that's a pretty powerful reason to make a change like this happen, and happen fast.
So we've seen the numbers, but what's the actual game plan here? What's the corporate blueprint? Well, Accenture has a name for it. They call it upskilling its reinventors. Yeah, upskilling its reinventors. It sounds so innovative, doesn't it? Empowering even. But let's just cut through the corporate speak for a second. What it really means is an ultimatum, plain and simple. Learn these very specific advanced AI skills we want you to learn, or you're out. You'll be exited from the company.
Okay, so their blueprint really has 4 main steps. Step 1, pour billions into AI. Easy enough. Step 2, try to train the people you already have. Step 3, and this is the really tough part, get rid of the people for whom, in their words, reskilling isn't a viable path. And finally, step 4, go on a hiring spree for new people who already have the AI skills they're looking for.
And this chart, it shows that last point perfectly. I mean, think about it. While thousands of people are heading out the door, Accenture is aggressively hiring AI specialists. They're on a path to almost double their AI and data teams in just a couple of years. So this isn't just about cutting costs. No way. This is a complete and total reshaping of who works there. But is this whole thing really about being more innovative and efficient? Or is there more to the story? Well, not everyone is buying the official line, so let's flip the coin and look at the critical perspective, because some people think there's something else going on here entirely. And here's the big question that critics are asking. Is this whole shakeup really about doing a better job for their clients, or is it all just a big performance for investors, a way to look good for Wall Street and pump up the stock price?
So you've basically got these two completely different stories. On one hand, you have Accenture's official line, we're doing this to meet client demand for AI. But on the other hand, you have the critics saying, no, this is all about investor optics. It's about looking like you're on the cutting edge, whether the AI actually solves a real problem or not.
And tech commentator Eli the Computer Guy really nails this perspective. He says the mandate coming from the top isn't go solve this problem efficiently, it's you must use AI regardless. It's like having a solution and then going out to find a problem it can fix, all driven by buzzwords instead of, actual business needs.
And look, there's a reason people are skeptical. The proof is kind of piling up everywhere. You've got the fintech company Klarna, where their big AI deployment stalled out and engineers ended up doing customer service. You have major law firms getting into hot water for embarrassing mistakes made by AI. And there's this whole new mini industry of freelancers whose entire job is just fixing AI's sloppy work. The bottom line is, doing AI well at a massive scale is really, really hard.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. Because as dramatic as this whole Accenture story is, it's not happening in some kind of bubble. It's actually a huge sign of a much bigger shift happening across the entire industry.
Yeah, Accenture is not alone here, not by a long shot. You look at other huge firms, the IBMs and the Deloittes of the world, they're doing the same thing. They're completely realigning their businesses to focus on AI. It's become a massive sector-wide race.
So what's behind this mad dash to AI? Well, this is what I find so fascinating. You'd think it's all about innovation or efficiency, right? Wrong. For a huge 58% of companies, the #1 reason they're implementing AI is just pressure from their competitors. It's pure FOMO, the fear of being left behind.
All right, so we've looked at the strategy, we've looked at the mind-boggling numbers, and we've even looked at the controversy. But let's bring it all home. What does this high-stakes corporate drama actually mean for you, for your career?
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question. If you look at what's happening at Accenture, it really seems to suggest that your value as a professional is changing. It's not just about what you already know anymore. It might be more about how fast you can learn something new. So, in this new AI era, the real question you have to ask yourself is, are you built to adapt?
If you want to keep exploring these kinds of topics and really stay ahead of what's coming next, you should definitely subscribe to the Tech Writing Success newsletter and join the Technical Writing Success group, both on LinkedIn and by Kurt Robbins. Thanks so much for watching.